early then, or you want to wait about 30 minutes? But what do you think?
It's up to you. When did you want to start now?
Yeah, we can start now. I'm down. Let me just let me text people so I don't get phone calls and stuff. Let me
No, you're
see.
good. Hey, Brandon, what's your thoughts on the whole population killer of COVID and the cancer? Like, I was thinking about this beforehand, before the interview with you, and I was
Right.
like, well, they come up with a COVID vaccine in less than a year, and then cancer's been around for many years, and there's still not cure for cancer.
Right.
Supposedly.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like it's just it's all corrupted, and it's a population killer. That's all.
Honestly,
I was just thinking about it for some reason.
honestly, it's like kind of like both sides. It's like I kind of like got like two sides of like that theory, right? Like I already know, like I feel like they have like cures for like cancer, HIV, AIDS, all that other stuff. But
Right.
apparently there's no cure for any of these, right? Which I think is just total like BS.
Right.
Because there's been studies of certain doctors, like who is his name, Dr. Sebi. He had like the cure for cancer, I believe they said, or something like that. And
He's the
like
guy.
there's other doctors who have found like there's articles like, oh, they found the cure for cancer and all this other stuff. And then next thing you know, they go missing.
Right.
All that other stuff. I'm waiting for that Dr. Sebi documentary to come out. I believe who took over it, Nick Cannon, I think, or I
Yeah,
don't know who took over it.
did.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for that to come out to, kind of like see more into that story. Hopefully they dig deeper into that. But, I definitely think there are cures for that. But, because of how much money the medical industry makes,
Right.
I don't think they're going to come out with some of that stuff, because I think like, I forgot what the number was, but I'm sure like there's just like millions upon millions upon millions of dollars that are being made from people having to go through chemotherapy treatments for cancer every year.
Right.
I think if you give people the cure for cancer and you pull all that out, like the medical industry loses a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Government loses a lot of money. So it's like, I don't think they're going to, ever really come out with a cure for that. And then with the COVID thing, it's kind of like, I think with the technology we have now, I kind of expected a cure to come out this early, but then again, it's like, the scary part is they're not really telling people what exactly is in it. I've even tried to look up and find articles, and like, I haven't even been able to find anything on like, what's actually in this vaccine, or what it actually does. I'm trying to like still look at it and still like try and find some stuff and, see what's in it.
Do you plan on taking it now?
I mean, I had COVID early in the year.
Really?
Yeah, like me, I had it. My dad had it, and then my mom had it. It was really scary for my mom. Thank God she did it. She's good now, back at work and everything. But like that was scary. So I was like, I low key kind of want her to take it, just because how scary it was for her, in the first place. And it was, like I said, it was very close. Me and my dad, not necessarily. I don't think. I mean, I might or might not. Like, I'm gonna wait to see what happens with a lot of people who've already taken it first, and then be like, okay. If everything's looking good, people haven't died from this, there's not too many side effects. All right, cool. Let me go ahead and take it now. So I'm trying to get out, and, I got to travel a lot this year and stuff like that. So, if I could get that and not have to worry about that risk of getting COVID, then okay, cool. But, like I said, I got to wait to see what happens with everybody else first, and then think about taking it.
Right. It's crazy because I think about a month ago or a couple weeks, I saw this nurse. It was all over media, and some nurse was giving a nurse the vaccine with the shot, and like nothing was inside there, and like it was like a fake injection, and like it just blew up. And I was like, well, I don't know if I trust the whole COVID vaccine deal. I just don't know
that.
But,
and then there was just like a lawsuit or something that happened where somebody like they intentionally sabotaged 500 vaccines or something like that.
really?
I forgot which hospital it was at, but they intentionally sabotaged 500 vaccines because I believe it's supposed to be kept at like a certain temperature in a freezer, and they left it out, on purpose. So I was like, see, it's stuff like that where it's like you get people to like, get in fear of it, because it's like, okay, you see, people are already sabotaging the vaccine, and that, it's just like a mass chaos going on right now with this COVID thing. It's like, and it's still, I believe it's going to get worse before it gets better, especially with this new strain that they found out that's in California. UK can barely contain anything right now. Their hospitals are packed. UK is just, they're doing terrible. I feel so bad for them, but this is just, constantly getting worse before it gets better. And, hopefully the vaccine is the fix for it, but you know, you never really know until, you know, basically you get a mass amount of people to take it and then see what happens with those mass amount of people. So, you know, it's honestly just a waiting game at this point, bro. And it sucks because, you know, nobody expected any of this to happen, you know?
Right. And especially being like an athlete too, like it sucks for us because we're just getting laid off, pushed back. Like people are losing love for the game, including myself. It's just to the point where you come to realization that you just want to graduate and be done.
Right.
Because you practice for like a solid week, and then it's like, okay, now someone got COVID on your team. Now you're pushed back for a couple months, and then you got to restart the whole process. But during that time you're off, you have to maintain your body and stay, fit and stuff. But I mean, it's just like right now, college basketball. I was on Twitter, and I saw, I think it was Indiana or some team, and they're wearing their masks while playing. And I know playing basketball inside a gym is, gets your body temperature up there, and with masks on, it's even harder to breathe, etc. But yeah, it's just crazy. Hey, I saw this one of your tweets on Twitter.
Right.
About that lady shooting the gun up in the air.
Oh yeah.
You retweeted that, and then it was funny because I scrolled down a couple of tweets after that, and I saw like ABC 30, like lady or something I don't know, something shot something up in the air and it came down and like injured a person. And I was like, well, that was probably that lady right there.
Man, it's crazy, bro. I don't know how people still haven't like realized that doing that every year is just so dumb. Especially if you're in a neighborhood, bro. It's like I feel like people just completely skip through, you know, the point of physics or just anything, bro, in school, where they just didn't pay attention to, you know, what goes up must come down. So it's like a lot of those people just don't seem to get that that's an actual thing, and then they do this shit every year, and it's like, come on now. And then, you know, we just had, like, it happened in Fresno, like you said, somebody got injured in Fresno. She didn't get killed, thankfully, but you know, it still happened. So it's like, you know, and then it's like people doing dumb stuff like this. It's like, you know, people already talking about, oh, they trying to take our guns. Well, if you keep doing stupid stuff like this every year, they definitely gonna take your guns. So but it's like, you know, I mean, you can't really, I guess, stop people from doing it because, you know, every year somebody just, you know, they're drunk and, you know, they're like, you know, oh, this is gonna be such a cool idea. You know, I'm shooting my gun in the air, and, you know, they don't think about, oh, you know, I got kids who live around this neighborhood. You know, I'm shooting off. You know, I heard some people in Fresno were shooting off freaking machine guns in the air, and it's just like, you know,
crazy.
It's crazy.
Fresno's wild. All right, Brandon. Hey, let's get into it, bro.
Sure.
For the people that don't know you, me and you, we went to high school together, right?
Yeah.
You were.
I think I'm a year ahead. I graduated 2015.
15? Okay.
Yeah.
I graduated 16, so yeah, you're a year ahead. Yeah, bro. Hey, let's just get into it. Tell the viewers who you are, you know, what you're about, your background, how you're raised, if you want, what got you into gaming, because you're currently gaming. I see that your YouTube's YaBoiB. That's pretty successful. Did you just start that up, or?
So yeah, my real name's, you know, Branden. For the people who know me, on YouTube and Twitch, you know, I go by YaBoiB. Just a little background of just kind of how I thought about it. I had like, you know, like I think I had like 2 or 3 like different names like in the past, like, and they were all kind of stupid. Like I had a name, it was like named like Mr. Buckets or something like that. And I wasn't even like a 2K gaming channel, so the name made no sense. And then like one day I was sleeping, and I kid you not, like just in my dream, like a name just like went through like in my dream, and it was like YaBoiB, and it like all made sense because, you know, like in my intros, I'm like, you know, I was always like, you know, hey, what's up, guys? You know, it's your boy, and then whatever name I had at the time, and then I was like, okay, a lot of people just call me B for short. So I was like, okay, let me just like throw the two together, and it kind of like rings off a lot of people's ears too, and like they'll play with it, like YaBoiB. People they play off of it and stuff too. So it's like, all right, cool, you know, like this is gonna be dope. You know, it's like also like a kid friendly name, all this other stuff. Kids are gonna like it. People are gonna like it. And so that's how I came up with that name. I've been gaming basically since I was like, since like the original Xbox, you know, came out, like the very first Xbox. I've been gaming since then. So I want to say about like, and even before that I was gaming. I want to say like basically Probably when I was like when I was like 5'6", man, I just started like just picking up games, bro, and just started gaming. And, I just been ever since just nonstop, and then like eventually I was just like, I'm kind of good at this, I just got to get the commentary down a little bit more. But let me start up a YouTube. And, what kind of inspired me was my boy Jasamian, who I met my first year in college. He does YouTube. He's got over 60K on YouTube. He's pretty successful. He got me into it. I met him when he only had I want to say 8,000 at the time on YouTube. And, he kind of put me on. You said what?
8,000 subs.
Yeah. And so he kind of put me on, and he just he kind of I guess you say inspired me to get it going. And YouTube, you do have that side of making money on it. Same with Twitch, but for me it was always just about having fun. And kind of having fun with the boys and stuff like that. Getting in random lobbies with people, making people rage. Getting people to cuss you out. I get hit with the N-word a couple times.
Sorry to cut you off, but those lobbies are kind of toxic, don't you think?
I've been hit with the N-word a couple times. Yeah, why? I've been hit with it a couple times, man. But even some of my friends, I got some white friends who play with me, and even people be calling them the N-word, and it's like people just be saying it just to say it at this point. It's like a regular word, especially in Call of Duty lobbies nowadays. And it's just like, I don't get mad at it. I just kind of laugh. I'm just like, okay, but because you see somebody in real life, energy is always completely different. So so you gotta let people talk through the microphone, through the internet. But yeah, man, I was raised, I have two sisters and my older brother. My two sisters are younger than me. Got my parents and stuff like that. Everything's good, great household and everything. I got my little YouTube set up in here, my room and stuff. Everything's cool. Everything's good. No complaints. Just so always happy to have my family around, especially because they support what I do. Especially my dad, always asks me, hey, how's your YouTube going? Da, da, da. They think it's a podcast, but I tell them I'm a gamer, all the time. But I got to get them to understand it. All my family, they always ask me, how's it going? So it's like everybody's kind of backs me 100%. That's what keeps me to keep it going. It'd be different. Right. Hey, you got to put it down. Just keep focusing on college. We don't want you doing this no more. Da, 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 da. We don't think it's good for you. Then it'd be completely different, right? But because they support it. I am still going to school and stuff with it as well. I do still work as well. Are you going to state? I'm going to community. I should be at state next year though. COVID kind of pushed everything back. I should have been at state after this semester. But COVID pushed everything back. The online classes just made everything 10 times harder. So, you're basically teaching yourself, you get the Zoom lectures with your teachers, but I feel like the teachers during those Zoom lectures, they aren't really fully invested, I guess you could say, in that, because, they're just like, man, I'm at home, I'm not really doing nothing. I just hop on the Zoom lecture for an hour or whatever, and then I could go about my day.
Especially if you have questions hey, I have a question on this, on this big assignment or test that's coming up, and, you want a study guide or something, and you email your teacher or your professor, right? And they get back to you till 2 or 3 days later, and it just defeats the whole purpose.
Exactly.
So that's another downfall with the whole online deal.
Right. Especially if you're doing those really hard classes, those really advanced math classes, or you're doing biology where you're starting to learn, anatomy and physiology, trying to learn that by yourself online is just it sucks, especially for people who, they're in the, this happened while they were in those hard classes. I feel bad for them because I know they were probably struggling with all this other stuff. But I mean, like I said, nobody expected any of this to happen. Exactly. We just got to kind of get through it, and hopefully this will all be over soon, and we could go back to regular life, or whatever regular life will be,
right
then, so I mean, it's just crazy at the moment, but yeah, man, with the gaming thing, it's just, main thing I have with it is just having fun. I'm starting to network more, and try and connect with more people, try and link with more gamers and YouTubers. There's not I know a few in Fresno, but I've tried to link with some of these guys, and it's just they almost dodge every time. I'm obviously not gonna say any names because then it's I've already been in YouTube before. I don't want to get in another one. So it's freaking. It's but it's I'm trying to start a cool community here in Fresno with people who want to create content, whether that be YouTube or Twitch, or you want to be some TikToker or something like that. But it's like whenever, and it's just, I don't know what it is about Fresno, but it's whenever you try and link with somebody in Fresno and, you know, you're doing something and they're trying to do something, it's almost like it turns into an instant competition. And it's like, I don't want to compete with you. I want to help build each other up. You know, it's just like, you know, I try to, you know, link with some people and it just doesn't work. You know, I do got my boy Mason, you know, who also, you know, he streams, you know, I do got him with me and he streams and stuff like that, trying to get him back into it. So, you know, I'm trying to start stuff with him. And then like, you know, like I said, I met my boy Sammy here, but he lives in LA now. But you know, I'm trying to get something going here in Fresno. You know, that's why I'm trying to, you know, like lead this, you know, new wave of content creation here in Fresno, because, you know, I feel like it's been a long time coming since Fresno's had some type of boom with something. You know, like we almost had it with the music, but motherfuckers are just beefing left and right with the music stuff.
Always a competition, like you said. Hey, now YouTube is kind of hard to, like, you know, get your viewers there and all that, etc. What did you do to get your exposure on YouTube? Did you start on Twitch, or like when you just started out? How did you get your viewers onto your YouTube channel? Or
so I originally, so it's definitely a grind, bro. Like I started YouTube when I was like, I want to say around like 20, when I turned like 20, like 1920, I started around. I'm 23 now. And I actually had a first channel before, you know, the one I have now. And I made a big mistake with my first channel, man. My first channel, and this is, you know, I know you just started, so I could give you this advice too, is don't sub for sub. That's the number one thing you never want to do with anybody, is sub for sub. Like, hey, sub to me, so I'll sub to you, you know, I'll check out your stuff. Worst thing you ever do, because those people are not going to check out your stuff. Like, I guarantee it, you know, unless they're like one of your friends or something like that, then, you know, okay. But if it's just a random person, don't do it. That was one thing I did on my first channel with a lot of sub for sub. And I was like, okay, cool, this is going to work, right? You know, this is going to be an easy way to build myself up. This is going to get me to, you know, get people to watch my stuff, whatever, like my videos, you know, right? None of that ever happened. You know, I ended up getting like 1,000 subscribers and then like just like no views. I'd have like 10 views a video, and it was like, okay, you know, that'll happen with channels though still, but it was just like, you know, it was just a bad idea. But, you know, but the channel I have now, you know, I've gotten more views. You know, I'm trying to get, you know, back consistent with the, you know, YouTube. I'm starting to focus on Twitch right now, because Twitch is starting to go good. I'm almost to affiliate on Twitch.
Wow.
And so with YouTube, I got this new content I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start talking about like certain topics, you know, certain like funny topics and stuff like that. You know, like I think like the first video I'm gonna do is, you know, like why men need to stop simping over ego. So, you know, something targeted at gamers, you know, because, you know, a lot of these gamers, a lot of y'all motherfuckers be just simping for no reason. And so but yeah, man, I'm gonna start getting some new content. But the main thing, bro, is to try and link with other people. And when you link with other people, not it being on some sub for sub type thing, you know, more or less on, oh, okay, hey, I see you create content, you know, similar to me. You know, let's maybe do something, you know, you post it on your channel, and then, you know, we could do another video, post it on my channel, and, you know, kind of like just share each other's links and, you know, that type of thing, rather than, oh, hey, just sub for sub. And, you know, like, you know, networking is really good. Like I ended up, you know, basically, so when I linked with Jasamian knew this other guy named Crypto. Crypto has, you know, 1.4 million subs now on YouTube or whatever, right? Now I'm really cool with Crypto. Me and Crypto talk time to time, you know, we game time to time. Crypto had actually shouted me out on his YouTube, and I got like over I got like 800 like subscribers in like a day from that. So that was like, you know, the networking is like important. You know, I know I got another one of my boys, Cray. He's helped me out a lot. He's got like, I think like 15K followers on Twitch, like 80K on YouTube. He's helped me out a lot before. I have another boy, Example, who's helped me out a lot before. I got my other boy, King Rody, who's been helping me out on Twitch, you know, and just people who just, you know, from me just networking, you know, people just being like, you know, hey, I fuck with this guy, you know, let me help put him on, you know, like, so it's like, that's the thing. Networking is way more important than, you know, just trying to, you know, get easy subs. You know, you network, and, you know, you eventually build your way up to, you know, a certain degree. And then, you know, it kind of like just trickles down. And then, you know, it's like, you know, things just make it a lot easier now. So, you know, it's good, bro. Networking, you know, like I said, all the guys I named, I appreciate every single one of them, you know, have helped me along the way and stuff like that. So, it's been a cool ride. We ain't even really getting started. We just kind of like, we won't be there this year.
Right now, are you guys like considered like your guys like group like are you considered a professional gamer? Right.
No.
Hey, no.
No. I mean, am I good enough to go like no cocky shit? It's like, am I good enough to go and get on a pro team? Yeah, but for me, it's like I feel like being on a pro team is just it's not like the route I want to go, if that makes sense, because I play a lot of different games. I don't just play like, Call of Duty. As good as I am at Call of Duty, I don't like just play Call of Duty. But it's like, yeah, I could, put in a little bit more work and get on a pro team, but that's not like the necessary like route I want to take, eventually, I do want to join like an org, like, cause teams like FaZe and stuff like, especially FaZe, like you can see they have a lot of, celebrities, on their roster, and those celebrities aren't pro gamers. It's more or less just like the looks and just, for the exposure. Exactly. The clout. I don't want to say FaZe is like a clout organization now, but it's like they're starting to sign more people who have, like who are like celebrities. And, obviously those celebrities are bringing attention to FaZe, and it's smart because FaZe is making a ton of money right now. I guarantee it. And so it's like, eventually I would want to join something like that, once I get big, just kind of like for the name and, just to, network and meet those people and, get cool with those people, stuff like that. Either FaZe or 100 Thieves is like the goal at the end. Nade shots in the check. I want 30K. Nah, but freaking eventually, I'll definitely want to, try and like get to some at that point. My main focus right now is building my own like self and brand. And then eventually, once like I've reached like a peak of that, then it's like eventually, okay, I'll reach out to these other people, or hopefully they reach out to me and are like, hey, we want to take you to that next level. So, it's just kind of eventually, we'll look into it. But, at the moment, just focus on myself, building myself, my brand up,
Right. That's the way to do it. Do you look up to any gamers? Any professional gamers that you.
Yeah, definitely. Ninja was definitely like a big one. Dr. Disrespect, hilarious. FaZe Swag. He used to just be Swag Xbox Live, but he joined FaZe. Swag is definitely a big one. Nade Shot, Temper, my boy Jasamian, my boy Cray. All of my boys, Crypto, King Rody, all those guys, Mason and stuff like that. Let me see. I don't think, am I missing somebody? That's really like for the most part, like that I could think of off the top of my head. I know there's more. But a lot of those guys, I kind of like, I try to like piece everything from them and, try and like put my own flavor on it. But like, I think like probably the biggest one though is Dr. Disrespect. He's just the way his commentary is. Like, I don't know if you've ever watched, some of his videos, but like the way his production and his commentary is just so entertaining. And it's just like, it's so crazy. And, eventually I want to try and get on that level, of like production value and all that other type of stuff and commentary and just entertainment. But, those guys I named, definitely, those are like some of the ones that like I definitely like look up to or kind of like, get inspired by,
Right. Now, who would you like to collab with out of those guys? Like, who would you love to like, sit down and play with?
Shit.
One person.
It would probably be Dr. Disrespect for sure.
Yeah.
Dr. Disrespect. I really fuck with Dr. Disrespect. He's a dope guy for sure.
Now, if you had $1 million right now, what would you do with it? Would you build up your brand? What would you do with dollars?
So 50, 30, 20, right? 50% of things, I would need to spend it on bills and stuff like that. And then I would pay off, my mom and dad's bills, grandparents' bills, uncles, aunties, all of them stuff like that. Make sure the family's good first.
Right.
Cause that's the type of person I am. I make sure everybody else is good first before me. Cause I'm always, cause I know me, it's like, I'm always get it. I'm always be cool, but I got to make sure everybody else around me is cool first. Believe 30% of things, like food, stuff like that. And then 20% of things like I actually want. That's kind of like a rule I always try to follow with money. But I won't apply that to the $1 million, but for sure, I would definitely pay off like, a lot of my mom's bills, stuff like that, my dad's bills, make sure everybody's cool. Pay, like I said, everybody around me, make sure they're good first. And then whatever left, upgrade my setup for sure. and then, put a little bit of money into, trying to build myself up and stuff like that. And then put like at least half of it into savings and just kind of keep it there, and or maybe take about 100,000 and invest it, and then the rest in savings.
Right. Now, Branden, from my viewpoint, I've not seen a lot of black streamers or gamers, and you're the first person that I know of, like even from famous people, like you're the first person that I know of and watched that's a gamer, black gamer,
Right.
And I feel like there's not enough black gamers.
Right.
Why do you think that is? There's a lot of people, a lot of black gamers that play. They just like I don't know any besides you.
Right. It's I feel like it's a little it's because I know, like, other than like basically like me, my boy Jamie, and my boy Cray, my boy King Rody, Crypto. Those are like really like the four I could, and then like Swag. Those are like the 5 people I can name who are black that actually game, right? There's this other guy, I forgot what his name is. I found out about him through this controversy with this thing called reverse boosting on Call of Duty. I'll have to get into that later, but like 6 people I can name off the top of my head, or who I know of, that are black gamers. And I think like a lot of black people, they don't have the resources to start this up the way they want to, I feel like, or they don't have somebody who they know who is doing it, to where they can be like, okay, how are you doing this? Maybe we could work together, stuff like that. Again, networking, right? But I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, and I think another thing too is just, especially the environment some of these guys are in. I feel like, because I know a lot of guys who, they have consoles, and, they're either super raw at 2K, or, they're super good at Call of Duty. And I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, and like, they're like, I'll play with them sometimes too. And I'm like, you funny as hell. Like, you should pick up, a camera, get you, a little gaming computer you can stream on, and, start streaming and, uploading some videos, man. And, and all other stuff. And I think it's just, like I said, one, the resources, and then 2, I think like the drive and motivation to do it, because I think for a lot of people, I think, starting up a YouTube channel, I feel like a lot of people doubt you when you do this stuff. Because, I had some people who were hating on me when I first started it. And I had some people telling me, oh, you got a shitty YouTube channel. Your YouTube's not going to hit 1,000 subs, X, Y, and Z, all this other stuff. And it's like, like, I think like, that like affects like a lot of people. Especially black people too. I feel like, some people will like say something to us, and we get just like, we'll either listen to it, or like we get like, demotivated. Right. And it's like, no, like, screw that. Like, if you really want to do this stuff, like, you do it, you do whatever you got to do to do it. Like, if it was music, you're going to do whatever you got to do it. If you want to try and make it to the NBA, or, you want to try and be some baker or some chef or something like that, bro, you're going to do whatever you got to do it. Right. So it's like me, it was just, for me, it does get kind of expensive, to start it up. I'm not even gonna lie. So it's like, that's another thing, just spending the money, or like trying to wrap your head around why you would want to spend this money on this stuff. But it's just really like, you just got to be motivated enough to do it, and like, for me, this is something I've always wanted to do, since I was like, even in high school. I was like, man, I want to start getting stuff to become a YouTuber and stuff like that. Like, I was always looking at videos like, oh, how do I become a YouTuber? What do I got to do? What I got to get? And all this other stuff. So you just gotta have that drive and motivation, man, and just, get up and do it. And don't be afraid what anybody's gonna tell you, because I could tell you can do it, man. And it only takes one video, bro, to, change your whole life on this YouTube stuff. It really only takes one. So, it's just, you just got to get up and do it, and that goes for everybody, man, not just black people. That goes for everybody, get up and grind, get up and grind. If somebody's telling you something you can't do it, fuck them, get your ass up and do it, bro. Right. That's really, like Nike's logo, just do it, bro.
Right. Hell yeah.
Just do it. I got that feeling that one video is going to come soon for me. That's why I'm so grinding on it. If I didn't think I had the potential to, really make this a full-time job, I wouldn't be doing it. But, I have that, that potential. I have a lot of people behind me who, are, keeping me motivated and, showing support. I appreciate every one of those people. And it's like, the subs, they come in, hey, I love your videos, this and that. and this other stuff. And it's like, I got to keep going for them. So, I definitely, I'm going to get it going this year for sure. Definitely.
What's your views on police brutality?
Obviously it's a big problem, that's like, it's definitely a huge problem. I feel like a lot of people are blind to it. I go on Twitter and I go on videos where, a police brutality situation happened, and there's always somebody, I'm not going to name the color because we already know,
Right.
that is always saying, oh, well, if we would have just did this, this wouldn't happen. And it's like, shut up. Like the whole George Floyd thing where they're like, oh, if we would have just, not been doing X, Y, and Z, or if we would have just gotten the car,
applied and just
yeah. And it's like, bro, like, it's not that simple. You've never been in that situation. You don't know how you're going to react or how you're going to do something when you're in a situation like that. Like, everybody thinks, they're going to act a certain way. And then when they get put in that situation, they act the complete opposite. Like I could sit here and say, oh, like, if an officer points a gun at me, I'm just going to be completely calm and still. Like, no, I'm going to be freaking out. Like, the hell? Like, I got a gun in my face that's going to end my life in less than a millisecond. Like, like, I'm not going to act the same. I'm not going to just be there and be all calm. Like, I'm going to be like, yo, like, get the gun out of my face. I'm going to be panicking, So it's like, it's definitely a huge issue. It's one of those issues where I feel like when it happens, it goes around social media, and then like after a month, you don't see it ever again. And it's like, I feel like that's like a huge problem too. We especially as people who have social media, we gotta, use that, tweet that shit like every day. Like when it was all going on, I was like constantly tweeting it. I still like stuff now, about everything, and, retweet stuff now about all that other stuff. But it's definitely comes down to just, the city officials, our government and all that other stuff who need to make these changes in laws, because I feel like the whole entire police force needs to be retrained. I feel like it's way too easy to become a cop. I feel like you don't get enough training on certain situations and certain I want to say what's the word, like certain areas like you go into where you're policing, right? Like you can't police a black neighborhood the same way you police a white neighborhood. You can't police a Latino neighborhood the way you police a black neighborhood. You got to police all of these neighborhoods different. And I also feel like you need to start putting more officers who are light color in, these certain areas. You shouldn't put a white officer in, in Section 8. You shouldn't put a white officer in Zone 6 in Atlanta, stuff like that. So it's like, you need to put officers who identify with that skin color better, or, you need to put officers who people will identify with that skin color better in those certain areas. And I feel like that'll, help police, things better. But it really all starts with retraining. And, I think you need to put more of these officers through some, mental evaluation tests, because, I'm not going to lie, I'll be honest, being a police officer is a super hard job. Like, that's a job I would never want to do. Just, because I know what comes with that. But, it's a whole bunch, with this police brutality thing. It is a huge problem. Like, it's a huge, it has been for years. It's been, since.
We just now have social media and internet to
see. Yeah. Right.
It's crazy because I just got done interviewing a detective from like the area of Chicago, and it's terrible over there.
Right.
There's a lot of gangs. You know how it is. Everyone knows how Chicago area is. And he actually has to go through mental therapy to, like, maintain his career of being an officer or a detective. And I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy, because I didn't think about that until, like, I asked him that question, and then he just, like, elaborated on the whole topic. And he was saying that they lose more officers to like the whole mental deal and like committing suicide rather than getting shot at, and dying from it, obviously.
Right.
So kind of crazy. I don't know.
Right.
It goes both ways. We just need to make I wish there was like a better relationship between us, but it started way back when, during slavery, in my opinion.
Right.
So.
Right. That's basically what, once slavery ended, that's basically what the police were created for, is to basically keep control, of slaves. And then, eventually they try to say it involved to, so protecting all people. Bullshit. So, but a lot of people don't see it that way. And that's a problem. A lot of people don't know like actual history. They only want to know what certain people tell them. And it's like, well, if you want to be that ignorant, then, I can't really, nothing I can do to stop you, I guess, so it's like, kind of is what it is at the moment, but eventually I feel like once we get the right people in office, and eventually whenever that could happen, right? Because I feel like especially our younger generation now, we're really starting to go out and vote more. You
Mhm.
know, as we saw with this last presidential election. In my opinion, I was like, well, everybody on Twitter saying they're gonna vote, on Instagram saying they're gonna go vote, and watch they don't vote, Trump wins again, and then we're
Right.
all fucked for another 4 years, right? But we actually all went out and voted, and
Right.
we got that motherfucker out of there. So
Right.
it's like, that's a good thing. And I feel like now I think we need to educate, especially more people our age, on not just voting for the president, but we need to go in and vote for these members of Congress, the Senate, House, and all that other stuff, because those are the people who actually, are gonna, make the laws and all that other stuff, and they basically just bring to the president to sign off on it or whatever, right? And so that's like another thing. Like when we voted Obama in, back in 2008, I think it was.
Yeah.
Uh, we didn't go back and vote for, all of the congressmen, the people who are going to sit in the Senate and House, the governors, all their stuff. We didn't go do that, and then Obama wasn't able to do what he actually wanted to do because of that. Because everything he wanted to do was basically just getting, wasn't getting passed, by the House and all this stuff. So it's just like, now that's now we got the whole voting for the president, focused on. Now we got to shift our focus to the other things and really educate more of our youth on all these other things that they need to vote on. So I mean, I feel like we'll eventually be good. It's just gonna take time, obviously.
Right. Right. Hey, Brandon, do you have any words for those that are inspired by you? Because you obviously have fans. You have like 2,000 subs on YouTube. It's crazy.
Right.
Um, you have a lot of fans and people that look up to you. Even people at home dealing with inner struggles and external struggles. Like I mentioned, every video that need like a motivation or a spark, especially in times like this with COVID, being
Right.
isolated and not being around your friends, not being at school, mental depression, kicks in.
Right.
Uh, do you have any words for those, like, or any motivational, you know?
Well, I know for me, like when I have something like I basically, and this is kind of where my love of gaming kind of came from, was whenever I have something that was bothering me, I would hop on my video game, and then like I wouldn't be bothered after, like I could get my anger out on my game, all the other stuff, and I'll feel better afterwards. So I feel like my advice would be, first you need to find something that helps you focus on something like that, puts you in your own little world, whether that be music, gaming, going to play a sport. Maybe you go out, you shoot some hoops or something, throw a football around, something like that, right? Find something that's going to get you in your own little world. That's like, number one, right? And, for people who are inspired by me, you could do it. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it. If it's something you really want to do and you have a dream, find people who are going to help support your dream in some type of way, whether that just be, maybe they post it on, their stories every once in a while or whatever, or, whether they'll text you all the time, like, hey, I saw your video, it was really good, keep going, stuff like that. Find somebody who's going to support you, a group of friends who's going to support you, or a group of friends who got like the same goals as you, because like I said, you don't want to be around people who are like, who are doubting you or making fun of you for, what you want to do and all that other stuff. Find people who, actually support you, and just, keep grinding. Your dreams are closer than what you think they are. So, it's like, keep grinding. Don't let anybody tell you shit. You could do it, be the best version of yourself you could possibly be.
Right.
And, just kind of, stay on that grind, man. Don't stray off from it, at all. Because once you stray off from it, you're gonna lose yourself, and you're gonna lose that grind, and you're gonna lose that motivation and stuff like that. So keep going with it, and I always tell people you need to stay on that grind is because I know like a lot of friends who like they're really talented at certain things, and it's like they don't focus on that, and it's like you basically just wasting your talent, and it's like it's sad to see because it's like, man, you had so much potential. And I go back to, Fresno with the music scene. There was a lot of people who just had so much potential. And it was like, they just, for some reason or another, they just stopped it. And another thing is you are going to get discouraged, especially with this YouTube or Twitch thing where you don't get any views. But, they're going to come, and it may be a little slow, but, these views are going to start hitting your channel. People are going to start hitting your channel. You just got to put in that work. Don't worry about the money or whatever. Just worry about having fun and creating content. Because once you start worrying about money, that's when like kind of like everything just goes out the window. And people know when you're just so money hungry. On this YouTube stuff. People can sense it. People can sense the fakeness out of people. People can sense when somebody's actually enjoying YouTube. And stuff like that. So it's like just be real and be you.
Right.
Is like my final words for that.
Wise words from Branden.
Exactly.
What's your? I'm gonna drop it in the description. Your Twitch, your YouTube, and what else do you want me to add in there?
So I know it's like right here, my little name here. So that's my YouTube right there. If you just type it in on YouTube, you'll see that. And then on Twitch, if you just go twitch.tv/I'm YaBoiB, so just put an I'm in front of it, and then that's the Twitch name right there.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna be posting this on YouTube, a skit on my Instagram, on TikTok, and hopefully it goes.
Yeah, I'll repost for sure.
Yeah, maybe it'll go viral. Maybe we'll get like 15K views, and then I'll give you like 2,000 subs.
That'd be dope, man. Like I said, it only takes one video, bro. That's it, bro. On YouTube, it takes one video to change your whole entire life. I know. Like I said, I go back to my boy Jamie, and he had posted a division video. Yeah, that's what he's known for, and it got like 50K views, and he got posted on like a gaming article and stuff like that, and it just kind of jump started his YouTube channel, and it was like his very first video too. It was crazy.
That's wild.
So it's dope. Just gotta stay on that grind, man.
Keep grinding, bro. Are you about to stream today?
Yeah. I'm gonna get some food in. I'm probably do a stream at about like 12:31.
I'm gonna lock in on that.
What
do you do on Twitch?
Yeah, I stream on Twitch. I used to stream on YouTube, but YouTube streaming was kind of trash, so I switched to Twitch. But yeah, I'll probably get a stream in from about 12:30 to about like 4 or 5, and then I'm gonna hit the gym at about 6, and then get back home after I take a shower about like 8:30, and then do like another stream about like 9 to like 12 at night. It's constant grind, man. I'm trying to stream as much as I can before school starts, because then I'll have to work my streaming around school and work, obviously. But we're gonna get this to where it's full time, and all I gotta worry about is school. I ain't gotta worry about work, because YouTube and Twitch will be the job. So we're gonna get there soon.
Keep grinding, bro. You're obviously successful. Keep moving. Don't like what you said. Don't get discouraged.
Exactly.
Keep pushing it. You know what I mean?
Exactly, bro. Just keep grinding, man. You're gonna get this stuff going. You'll be able to turn this to a full interview podcast type thing.
Hey, honestly, that's what I'm trying to do. Like, I know, it's gonna be starting out slow, whatever.
Right.
But like at the end of the year, like I have a goal. Like I want at least 1,000 subs, or even like 500 subs. Just keep going on and on, and then eventually like have my own spot, like even like a little room to where like I can set it up cool and have guests come in and we just talk about what's going on in the world today and the whole society and all that.
Right.
And then the fans would obviously like to know more about the guests, like you, for instance. And they get a little flavor of that as well, so yeah, I mean, that's about it. I'm gonna sub to your Twitch and sub to your YouTube.
Bet. And good, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah, bro, keep pushing. We're gonna do a part 2 for sure.
Hopefully
a live one.
I'm down, bro, for sure. Just let me know and hit me up on Twitter, bro, for sure.
All right, brother, appreciate you. Stay safe.
You too, bro. You too, man. Stay safe out there.
See ya.
Later, bro.